Okay, so you've definitely seen this stuff around, right? On the shelf at the gas station, maybe in an ad online. It seems like it's popped up everywhere. But what in the world is Kratom? Well, let's dive in and figure it out.
Today, we're going to unpack this thing called Kratom. It's a substance that's just full of contradictions, and honestly, understanding it is more important now than ever. So let's get straight to what it is, and just as importantly, what it isn't. To really get a handle on Kratom, you have to realize we're actually talking about two completely different things. First, there's the traditional plant, and then there's the modern product that you see sold here in the West. They are not the same.
And the way this plant has been transformed is really the key to the whole story. You see, over in Southeast Asia, workers have traditionally chewed on a fresh leaf for just a mild energy boost, kind of like how we'd grab a morning coffee. But the products we see in our stores, that's a dried, shipped, and often super processed powder or concentrate. And that's not just a small difference. It totally changes how the substance actually works inside your body. This brings us to the next big paradox with Kratom. Is it a stimulant that wakes you up, or is it a sedative that calms you down? Well, the surprising answer is it's both. And it all just comes down to the dose. In smaller amounts, a lot of people report feeling more energetic, more focused, and just generally in a better mood. You could think of it as being in the same family of effects as caffeine, a tool to get you going and feel good. But, and this is a huge but, as you increase the dose, the effects just completely flip. It starts to interact with the body's opioid receptors, and that creates feelings of euphoria, pain relief, and sedation. So yeah, the very same plant can give you two dramatically different outcomes.
This famous saying from centuries ago is the perfect way to sum up Kratom. The line between a mild little boost and a powerful opioid-like effect is literally measured in grams. And this is where the risks can really start to stack up.
And that brings us to what might be the single most critical point of this entire explainer: the difference between the simple, ground-up plant leaf and the super potent extracts that are so common now. I'm telling you, they are not the same thing at all.
So, the active ingredients in Kratom are these things called alkaloids. Don't worry about the sciencey term. All you need to know is that these are the little compounds that actually produce the effects. When we talk about extracts, we're talking about products where these alkaloids have been pulled out and made way, way more concentrated.
To make this super clear, let's use an analogy we can all understand. Taking the raw leaf powder is kind of like drinking a light beer. Your body has to do some work to process it, and the effects come on pretty slowly.
Extracts, on the other hand, well, that's like taking a shot of 190 proof grain alcohol. The active ingredients are right there, ready to go, and they hit your system hard and fast. We're talking about a completely different level of intensity and a completely different level of risk.
This table here really breaks it down. With the leaf powder, absorption is slow, and the main risk, especially with long-term use, is physical dependence. But with extracts, absorption is lightning fast, and the risk shifts to some really acute dangers like overdose and respiratory depression, which is just a dangerous slowing of your breathing.
And pretty alarmingly, the market is evolving even further. Some of the newer products out there now contain chemically produced isolates of the most powerful alkaloids. So at that point, it's no longer just a plant extract. It's basically a pure lab-made opioid-like drug that's being sold under the Kratom name.
So, knowing all of that, what are the most important takeaways? How do you navigate this really confusing landscape safely?
Well, first, let's just get a sense of the scale here. We are not talking about some obscure substance. The current estimates suggest there are over 20 million daily users just in the United States. This stuff is mainstream, which makes being informed absolutely vital.
If you remember absolutely nothing else from our little chat today, please remember these three things. 1. The serving size on a package is not a suggestion. It's a critical safety measure. 2. Leaf powder and extracts are worlds apart. They are not in the same league when it comes to risk and effect. And 3. If you use it continuously, physical dependence on Kratom is a very, very real possibility.
Which leaves us with one last, really complex question. Kratom is a traditional plant to some people, a helpful tool to others, and a serious risk when it's misused. So how does society even begin to navigate a substance that can be all of those things at the exact same time? Well, that is the convenience store paradox.